You just staying there then, yeah? How's this going to work then? You staying here? Drooling all over me. So yes, welcome along to Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor. This is my co-host, Georgie Miomardashvili. And we're going to talk about Liverpool's path to the Champions League final this morning, who we really want in that draw tomorrow. We have a bit on Florian Wirtz, a bit on a defender from the Bundesliga, and a few other bits and pieces as well. Isn't that right? What's that? 40% of people aren't subscribed. Look how sad you've made her. Like, just subscribe. That's fair bad. Look. She's devastated. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please check that you are. 40% of people who watch this channel aren't subscribed, so fix that by hitting the subscribe button. Make George happy. Anyway, so it has been confirmed that Liverpool will face either Atletico Madrid or Galatasaray in the Champions League round of 16. The draw will take place tomorrow at 11 a.m. I will be live for that one, so check it out on the channel. Yes, I will be live from 11 a.m. for that draw, so please join me for that one tomorrow. It's not going to be the most exciting of draws, I don't think, just in the sense that there's only two teams that we can actually play against, but there she goes. So the first leg will be on March 10th or 11th, and then the return leg will be at home at Anfield on March 17th or 18th. Like I said, Galatasaray or Atletico Madrid will be our competitors, but it's not as simple as that. Look at that, by the way. Look at the fluff coming off her. So Liverpool have already faced both of these teams in the league phase, which is a bit strange considering like usually you would have your group and then you play someone else and you wouldn't really meet a team again until the final. But it is confirmed now we will play a team we already have played, which feels weird. Our recent record is stronger against Atletico Madrid, where Liverpool have 3 wins and 2 draws in the last 5 meetings, including a 3-2 win at Anfield back in September. Galatasaray have been more awkward for us historically, 1 win, 2 draws and 2 defeats across the last 5, and that includes a 1-0 defeat away in September. So strangely, statistically, Atletico Madrid should be the team we want. Like, you would on paper think Galatasaray would be the easier draw, but apparently not. The bigger thing for me though is which side of the bracket do we want to end up on, because that will be instrumental in if we can reach this Champions League final or not to me. So I have an image here I will overlay it so we can have a look at it. The silver path begins with Galatasaray, but it places us in a section that could feature PSG, Barcelona or Chelsea in the quarterfinals, and then a semi-final possibility list that includes Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich or Arsenal. The blue path begins with Atletico Madrid, which is arguably the harder last 16 tie, yet the locked in names on that side include Newcastle, Bodo Glimt and Bayer Leverkusen, making it look less intimidating on paper at least than the other side. Of course, it's the Champions League, there are no easy games, like everyone has underestimated Bodo Glimt to this point. They've knocked out some big teams along the way and got some very good results. Like, I'm not taking anything for granted, but if you're giving me the likes of Newcastle, Bayer Leverkusen and Bodo Glimt over the likes of Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Barcelona, PSG, I'm taking the blue path here. I'm taking Newcastle and Bodo Glimt any day of the week. I would back us to beat Atletico Madrid or Galatasaray over 2 legs, to be honest, so I don't really mind who we get, but I would definitely rather be on that side of the draw with the likes of Newcastle and all. So I am firmly hoping for Atletico Madrid tomorrow, but please do let me know who do you want. And like I said, it will be live from 11 a.m. tomorrow, so please join me for that one. Some transfer news then, this coming from Defensa Central in Spain, who say that Real Madrid scouts are looking at Liverpool's Florian Wirtz, Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez and Atletico Madrid's Pablo Barrios in search of more midfield creativity. Well, they can fuck off. Can we stop with the Wirtz to Madrid nonsense? He's here like what, 6 months, 7 months? Like 6 or 7 months? He's not leaving. Madrid can piss off. They're not going to pull up the money that we would want to sell him. Like, we paid over 100 million for him. We'd want a healthy profit on that at this point with a long contract and stuff. So, Madrid, just go away. I'm not interested. Even your man, like that agent around Florian Wirtz, who like is technically represented by his family and father, but he has other advisors and representatives, and one of them was speaking and saying that like he wants him to end up at Madrid someday, and like maybe he will. Fair enough, but not now. Just go away. Leave us alone. Just go away, Madrid. I'm sick of hearing about Madrid. Like, just can we have some happiness for a couple of years at least? Just piss off. Go raid Chelsea, get Enzo Fernandez or someone. Yeah, just leave us alone, please. But ultimately, I just don't think Florian Wirtz will want to leave. Why would he? Like, he's only here a couple of months. He's settling in well. He's starting to light up the Premier League the way we thought he could. And he has like, what, 4.5 or 5 years left in his contract. I'm not sure if he has a 5 or 6 year deal, but I'm sure it's nowhere even in his mind to be thinking about leaving at this point. So I wouldn't worry about this one. It's typical just Madrid chatter. I think we can put Defensa Centrals on the same island as like the Fagajes and also, yeah, don't worry about this one. Some links with centre backs this morning. We have heard in recent days from reliable sources that Liverpool will want to add more centre backs to their ranks in the summer. At least one major signing, anyway, is what we believe. So, this coming from Fussball Daten, who doesn't know about football. Who doesn't know Fussball Daten? 27-year-old defender Edmund Tapsoba is attracting major interest across Europe. Liverpool and Manchester United are keen on the Bayer Leverkusen centre-back, but face competition from PSG, with Real Madrid also monitoring the situation closely. So this is a player we haven't linked with in the past. Is a player Xabi Alonso will be familiar with. Just saying. But yeah, lots of competition for him. I don't know if he's the man we'll go for or not, but definitely one to keep an eye on. He is a name that is thrown around quite often around Liverpool circles, so one to keep an eye on, but yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say he is the target or anything that way. Another one linked this morning then, Eintracht Frankfurt's 22-year-old Germany defender Namdi Collins is the subject of interest from Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Newcastle United, Brighton and Brentford. Never heard of this fella, not even going to pretend to know anything about him, bar a quick Google search where it came up that he plays predominantly centre-back, but can also play right-back. He's been likened to Joe Gomez, like if he was to leave, he'd be a similar profile to bring in terms of like he can have that versatility across the back line. And again, from what I've read, he does seem quite raw. He's by no means like the finished article, but to be fair, like it's hard to know what kind of profile we do need for the summer. So like if Joe Gomez leaves, this could make a lot of sense. Let's say Kanate stays as well. Let's say we have Van Dijk, Kanate, Xhaka, Leone, and then bring in Collins as well. That could make a lot of sense. Like that gives us a lot of versatility. It gives us a decent 5 options. Like if you did want to play 3 at the back at times, you have a few covers there. Probably wouldn't cost a huge amount. I think Transfer Market had his value at around £20 million, but like he is fairly highly rated. He's young and has I think 4.5 years left in his contract. So you're probably looking in the maybe £30 million range, which wouldn't be ridiculous to be fair. Like if we do feel he is good enough to make a step up, then I'm sure we will be happy to pay around 30 million for him. But again, one to keep an eye on. Wouldn't go as far to say as he is the target or anything, but definitely an interesting one. And please do let me know in the comments below, would you take him at Liverpool as the Joe Gomez replacement in this scenario? He's going to end up at Brighton, isn't he? They're going to get him for 20 million. He's going to be class, and then we're going to pay 90 million for him next summer. That's how these things generally work, isn't it? We do have a story around Anthony Gordon this morning anyway. This one made me laugh, to be fair. The headline is, Reliable Reporter Issues Blunt Response to Question on Anthony Gordon to Liverpool. I'll give you a second to think who that reliable reporter is. It's Ian Doyle, of course. Who hasn't thought of Ian Doyle? So in a reader's Q&A for the Liverpool Echo, Doyle was asked if there was any news on the rumours linking Gordon with Arne Slot's side. The journalist bluntly replied, that depends on what the rumours are. If they are ones pertaining to interest in the player from Liverpool, that has certainly been the case in the past, but the prospect of Newcastle United selling anyone to the Reds in the foreseeable future appears as remote as well, everyone agreeing VAR is a fine introduction and continues to work flawlessly. So I think we can probably put the Gordon one to bed at this point. I'm sure he might push for a move if there is a bit of a sniff, but it does feel very unlikely that we go knocking on Newcastle's door again, given what happened in the summer. But look, never say never, but Anthony Gordon to Liverpool does look unlikely at this point, especially if Newcastle are going to be demanding upwards of £100 million, which is just completely insanity. Last bit of news this morning then is coming from Sam Maguire, who's writing for Sporting Life, also of Anfield Watch. He thinks it would be wise for Liverpool to spend £100 million on Elliot Anderson in the summer, and here's why. In modern day football, midfielders get placed in buckets. The Forest number 8 could find himself in every single one of these buckets. He's a game changer in every single phase, and against Liverpool he showed exactly what the Reds are missing. He showed why he should be top of their wish list this summer. He showed why the £100 million fee would be reasonable. Now, I'm more of an Adam Wharton man myself, I must say, but look, I wouldn't be unhappy if we got Elliot Anderson in the door this summer. 100 million Great British pounds is a lot of money. It's probably too much for Elliot Anderson, but look, Sam Maguire is a far more, can't even think of a word, he's a much better footballing brain, he's a smarter person than me, so look, I'll take his word for it. If he thinks he's worth 100 million, he probably is. So again, I prefer Adam Wharton personally, but I'm not going to be unhappy if Elliot Anderson comes in the door. But please do let me know, would you prefer Elliot Anderson or Adam Wharton at Liverpool in the summer? That's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button before you head out. Like I said, 40% of people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Let's fix that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the big like button. I will be here from 11 AM tomorrow live. Craig will have a video in the afternoon today as well. And the preview for the... Who are we playing? I've gone blank. West Ham. The preview for the West Ham game will be out this evening about 8:30 as well. So please keep an eye out for them ones. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you very soon.